Hello everyone, DJ here. This week I'm going to talk about an issue that I've been noticing a lot lately, and I think that it's time I brought it to this forum so that we can get some facts out there. This has caused a lot of confusion for service members lately. I've actually noticed an increase in such cases in my region, and I'm hoping that by talking about it here, I can spread the information around as needed and get some of the information, I know I'm repeating that word a lot, some of the information in the right heads and help people make the right decision. The information I'm going to use in this episode are based on actual people who are just a few of those that I've encountered lately. If I'm seeing it out there, I'm sure that there are others of you who are dealing with the same issue. You might even be a service member who is receiving both of these types of pay I'm going to describe, and you're wondering what to do about it. This article, I write an article too, not just a script for this episode. This episode contains a lot of numbers, and I know that can be difficult to understand at times, especially in a video or verbal format. For those of you listening on the podcast, I'm going to have the same resources that I described for this video. I've developed a set of accompanying slides to make this easier to understand. You'll also find a link to these slides in the references section. So, away we go. Every component has its share of members who are currently serving and receiving disability compensation from the Veterans Administration. As many of us already know, the veterans' compensation is not taxable. Military pay, on the other hand, is taxable. The law states that members can only receive one of these forms of pay. They cannot receive both. Quick note, please do not confuse this topic with concurrent retired and disability pay, or CRDP. That is a topic for retired members. We are talking about people who are currently serving. Back to it. We must be careful not to confuse non-taxable as better. This is not always the case. The real question is what brings you the most money in the end. That last statement now, that is the one that really causes the confusion. What is greater? Let's just take an example. What is greater, $300 in drill pay or $1,600 in VA compensation? The answer is obvious, right? Not really. The drill pay number is for 4 days of duty, and the VA number is for a full month. Confused yet? Well, let's break it down and make it a little clearer. The key to understanding which of these types of pay is better for you is to divide it into the daily rate for both. Before I do that, let me just state that those members who are waiving their military pay in order to receive VA compensation will also not receive retirement points for the military duties they perform. Without points, they will not earn the minimum 50 points per year they will need in order to have a qualifying year for retirement. I know there are those who drill for points only out there, and they are actually shortchanging themselves by doing this. Even the VA admits this. Also, remember that there are other uses for retirement points, not just for earning a retirement after 20 years of service, which not everyone does. A retirement point statement is also used to determine eligibility for other service-connected benefits, such as some awards, VA education benefits, VA home loans, etc. Anyway, let's look at our first example. And again, there are slides available for you to see visually what I'm describing here. Let's assume we have an E4 with 6 years of service and an 80% VA disability rating. This person, we'll call him Specialist Jones, is married and has no children. In reality, this person was drilling for points only and receiving no military pay at all. Keep that in mind. The monthly rate of pay in 2017 for an E4 with 6 years is $2,535.60 per month. Well, that's redundant. Monthly and per month. Anyway, this breaks down to a daily rate of $84.52, which means he would receive $338.08 for a weekend drill. It's 4 days pay, remember that. A 2-day drill equals 4 days of pay. The monthly rate of disability pay for a married member at the 80% disability rate is $1,686.13. The daily rate for this rate of VA compensation is $56.20. If Specialist Jones performs all of his monthly drills, 4 days of pay per weekend, and a 15-day annual training, or equivalent to 63 days of paid duty, he will receive a total of $5,324.76 in military pay. The amount of VA compensation for 63 days is $3,540.87. The difference between these two numbers is $1,783.89, with military pay obviously being the greater number. Now notice I did not factor in the effects of federal and state taxes on the military pay. Even if I were to do that, let's assume 25% in total taxes and also include life insurance premiums, Specialist Jones would still receive $104.70 more in military pay than he would in VA compensation for the same 63-day period. Now, this example is just for a junior enlisted man, and already we see a substantial difference in the amount of pay he can bring home. As I said earlier, he has been drilling for points only, and with the belief that that VA compensation was the better deal over his military pay. He came to my attention because he had approached his unit personnel wondering why he had a substantial debt for Service Members Group Life Insurance, or SGLI. This is yet another benefit that he is not receiving at the moment because of his decision. Let's look at one more example. This is an 03 with 8 years of service. We'll call her Captain Collins. She is also married and has no children. She has a VA disability rating of 90%. Captain Collins has been drilling for one period of pay each monthly drill in order to cover the cost of SGLI. And she's been drilling for points only for the other 3 periods each weekend and for her annual training. Let's get to the numbers. The monthly rate of pay in 2017 for an 03 with 8 years of service is $5,940.90. This breaks down to a daily rate of $198.03, which means she would receive $792.12 for a weekend drill. The monthly rate of disability pay for a married member at the 90% disability rate is $1,894.71. The daily rate for this amount of pay is $63.16. If Captain Collins performs all of her monthly drills and a 15-day annual training, she will receive a total of $12,475.89 in military pay. The amount of VA compensation for that same time is $3,978.89. The difference between these two types of pay is $8,497, with the military pay again being the greater number. With taxes and SGLI premiums, Captain Collins would still bring home $5,030.03 in military pay, more than she would in VA compensation for the same time. So now you might be saying, okay, DJ, you've convinced me. How can I waive my VA compensation for the days I perform military duty? Fortunately, there's already a way that you can do this. As with anything in government, there's a form to complete, naturally. At the end of each fiscal year, you should approach your unit personnel and ask them to help you complete VA Form 218951-2. Let me say that one more time. I missed the part. 21-8951-2. Your unit personnel will compute the number of days that you receive pay for that fiscal year. You can do the same thing by keeping your leave and earning statements and looking in the remarks section, by the way. After entering the number of days of pay you receive for the fiscal year, have your unit commander or his designee sign the form. You will then check the box which states you wish to waive VA benefits for those days and sign the form yourself. By the way, that's not all VA benefits, that's just the disability pay. You will then mail that form to your VA regional office. Once the VA has completed its work with the form, they will send you a letter stating the start and ending dates during which they will suspend your VA compensation. At the end of that time, they will resume paying your disability compensation as normal. It's really not that hard to do what's best for you. It's a decision you need to make in order to receive the most money. Only you can make this decision now. I'm including for your use a simple calculator in the references section, which you can use to help figure out what is best for you. It's an Excel-based calculator which only needs two pieces of information: your monthly military base pay and your monthly VA compensation. It will then do the rest. The calculator also includes a simplified estimate of the tax effects and the cost of SGLI. I'm also including links to military pay tables and to the VA disability compensation rates. I hope this has been a useful episode for you. Please leave any remarks or questions you may have in the comments section below. If you believe this article will be useful to someone you know, please share it with them. Also, by the way, for those retirement service officers out there, you're welcome to use these slides and calculator to assist your service members with their decisions. Just keep everything the same, please. Also, if you have any improvements or ideas for either of these items, please let me know about it. Once again, thank you for joining me today. Thank you for your service, and have a happy Independence Day holiday.